Welcome to the Fandemic Presents Alone Star Reviews. This is a podcast about the things you love and the voices that don't. Each episode, I'm going to take a beloved movie, TV show, or something like a saga. Go over some of the facts about it and read some of its worst reviews. I'll give my 2 cents and find out if I agree or not. I'm the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley B. and this is Lone Star Reviews on YouTube and everywhere else. All right, so I have been going through the greatest of all sagas, Star Wars, and I'm up to Episode 7, The Force Awakens. My thoughts on the movie itself, it's very, very reminiscent to A New Hope, and it's exactly what we wanted at that time. I remember waiting in the theater for 7 hours to see this movie with my buddy Ben, and one of the greatest memories of a movie that I have in my adult life. So with that being said, is there problems with the movie? Absolutely yes. Kylo Ren can hold a laser bolt, but doesn't do it again any other time, or nobody else has. Was that cool? Yes. I just wish that, the Force is a strange and mysterious thing. But you know what? We'll let that slide. All right. So I'm going to start off every episode like I do with a 10-word summary. I'm going to go over some ratings of it, a couple of facts, then I'll go into the reviews. And for my 10-word summary of Star Wars, The Force Awakens, Kylo Ren, Chewie, we're home. That felt really familiar. If you could do better than me, let me know. As far as ratings go, IMDb gave this one a 7.5 out of 10. And Rotten Tomato Meter was a 93% with an audience score of 85%. So according to Rotten Tomatoes, this is one of the best Star Wars movies. So a couple of fun facts. Snoke was initially supposed to be a woman. It wasn't until several designs of the character that an agreement was made and settled that the character was going to look like Peter Cushing's Grand Moff Tarkin. And now that you know that, every time you see him, you're going to see that. FN 2187, if that number is familiar to you, that's because that was also Princess Leia's cell number in A New Hope. Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote the Cantina Band a song. Apparently, he offered to do it, not knowing that JJ was looking for somebody to do it. Well done. And last, Luke was supposed to have more screen time, but they didn't want to take away from telling a new story and setting up the characters. However, that new story felt pretty familiar. So when we get into the reviews, I based the reviews solely on the title alone. I have not read through them, so here we go. All right, we're going to go over the rage emoji, the rage rating here. 1 rage emoji. There is some rage, but the review was thought out. It had good points. This person is 0 to 25% dumbass. 2 rage emojis. The rage is clear, and there are valid points to be made. The review is more opinionated than realistic. This person is 25 to 50% dumbass. Or doomass, whatever you want to call it. 3 rage emojis, there's a lot of rage, and they make no points as to why this person is 50 to 75% doomass. And 4 rage emojis, there is so much rage that it's actually funny. This person is 75 to 100% doomass. All right, Alone Star Review 1. This one is called Holy Sweet 7-Pound Baby Jesus. I do that one again. Holy Sweet 7-Pound Baby Jesus. All right. And this one comes from 2016. Let's see if I can put on a serious voice for this. For these. JJ has done something Sterling Films. This, however, is awful. Unless you are 8 and watching Star Wars for the first time, in which case you will no doubt love it. The whole thing has been dumbed down on a script level so much that I feel insulted all the way back to when I was a kid. And Kylo Ren turning into some emo moron. What the? Question mark, question mark. And Rey going from a scavenger to some overpowered Kira look-alike in the space of 24 hours peed me off. And Carrie Fisher, Jesus! They should have CGI'd her face. Don't get me started on Chewie and his new daft child-friendly burbles. And what was with the massive, awfully done CGI Macan towering above Ren and that annoying ginger stepchild? Is that it? Is that the new dark side? And how can Luke be hiding if there's a bloody map to where he is? Space, exclamation point. Don't worry, though. He's been staying in Cornwall on a cliff edge. I know why Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo killed off. Yeah. So, did they talk about plot points? I mean, it's... I know. Let's see where we go here. Man, I don't think this one is very good. We're gonna give this one. Is there a lot of rage? Do they make any points as to why? Yeah, I think this guy is gonna be somewhere between 2 and 3. The rage is clear. No, there are no valid points here. 3 rage emojis. All right. A Lone Star Review 2. This one is called Unoriginal Ideas Repackaged in PC with Star Wars labeled attached to Milk the Franchise. See, that's why I picked this one. This one is again from 2016. Let's go back for the dramatic voice. There are plenty of YouTubers who have exposed this movie as being a low-quality rip-off of many other great movies, which won't be mentioned for the sake of avoiding spoilers. This movie is unoriginal and terrible compared to the original Star Wars trilogy. I would even rather watch The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith than this garbage. This movie is just a remake of older movies, which were much better, coupled with a nauseating dose of political correctness to appease social justice warriors and their various special interest groups. Political correctness is no substitute for original thinking and new ideas. The media industry just repackaged ideas from other movies which were older and better in political correctness. Slapped a Star Wars label on the product, and now hoping to milk, he should have said blue milk, the Star Wars franchise for money while they ride it to the ground. I'd give this a 0 out of 10 if possible. This movie is a disgrace to the Star Wars name. All right. So, did he have any good points? Low quality ripoff of any other great movies? Did he give any specifics as to why? Did he give any examples of the political correctness that was slapped into Star Wars? I don't think so. We're going to give this guy, again, 3 rage emojis, 50 to 75% Dumas. All right. Let's move on to A Lone Star Review 3. Are you ready for this title? Amazingly bad. Spend your money on something else. All right. This has warnings. This does say warning spoilers. Oh, and by the way, I try to read these exactly as they're written, so spelling errors and all, because I think it's funny. Warning spoilers. I will not spend more lines by criticizing the points that my colleagues here in the reviews had already mentioned. It is incredibly bad remake. Oh, I'm sorry. It is an incredibly bad remake of the first movie with the same plot, focusing on the public around 12-year-old to sell toys. This already been said. All taught, the three major points of failure are spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. 1. Very poor dialogue. All the dialogue between the main characters seem intentionally superficial to give more space to the so tiring and already explored battles with that same model, with same ships and same film shots. 2. Han Solo. The film is pretty much likable, but forgettable until Hans appears. He immediately lifts the overall humor of the film, totally based on nostalgia. But killing him is a big slap on the face of the fans. J.J. Abrams had explained that the idea is to create a similar, very hated villain as Darth Vader. But forgetting that Darth Vader is bad enough for Devil, but have saved his son in a crucial moment of the saga. The idea of the villains is that he can be bad as Devil, but at least need to have moral values with respect for something. Otherwise, he is just an angry teenager with bad behavior. Even Don Corleone was feared as death. But with family respectable values, the overall public can connect with antagonists, but only if they have strong and respectable ideals. And number 3. J.J. Abrams. This guy just made a movie similar with the old movies, with no depth for the I'm sorry. I'm going to try to pronounce this as he wrote it. Characters. With the worsen of being made by Disney. The result is not the film that Star Wars fans expect since 1983. This is just a fourth failure tentative. End of spoiler. Straight to the point. This movie reminds me of something very similar that happened to the Batman franchise, where since Tim Burton version, a lot of directors simply screwed the franchise in unimaginable ways. Until a serious director like Christopher Nolan did the right thing. A really adult movie. Focus on the history. The movie is not as bad as Michael Schumacher version, but is far from the new film that everybody awaits. In my concern, Disney can hire Christopher Nolan for the next Star Wars and give a big and empty thanks to J.J. Abrams, just like the dialogue of his movies. Wow. All right. So how are we going to rate this one here? He does give points. Let's see here. The rage is clear, and there's clear points that can be made. The review is more opinionated than realistic. You know what? I'm just going to give this one rage emoji. There is some rage, but the review is thought out and had good points. This person is 0 to 25% doom ass. Yeah, I'd buy that. All right, so did any of these change my opinion on Force Awakens? No. I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan, and you know what? I'm going to take everything what it is. Is it my favorite part of the Star Wars saga? Absolutely not. But you know what? If it got somebody like Star Wars, that's all that matters. Do I wish they did some different things with the characters? Yeah. I think from this point, Finn should have been a bigger role going out of 7 and into 8, but we'll talk about that on the next episode of Lone Star Reviews. Do you think there are better characters? Man, I mean, I liked Han. There is a lot of people that think that Han is the one that ignited Kylo Ren's lightsaber, killing him. So, and if you watch it, there's some credence to that, which might kind of change things a little bit. And I do like that Kylo is trying to fight the light and try to stay in the dark, you know. But anyway, let's go ahead and do a quick bonus Lone Star review. This one is from here in Ankeny, Iowa, McDonald's. This is from October 6th of 2020. I have just completely given up on this location. I went through the drive-thru and ordered 2 sweet teas. As I'm pulling it, I taste it, and it's unsweet. No big deal. I just go back through the drive-thru, explain what happened, and they asked me to pull into a mobile ordering spot, and they would bring it out. I taste it again, and it's still unsweet. I go back through the drive-thru for a 3rd time. They again asked me to pull into a parking spot. This time, I asked the person to wait for me to taste it before he returned inside. 3rd time's a charm, I guess. All right. So that, I've got rage with McDonald's drive-thrus, and maybe one of these days I'll go through my own review that I gave this one too. But yeah, the rage is real when you're talking about McDonald's, especially drive-thrus. So yeah, this person, I'm sure it's warranted. All right, you can follow me at Twitter at Fandemic3. You can follow me on the Facebook at the Fandemic, TikTok at the Fandemic1. If you want to support the show, you can support us at buymeacoffee.com/thefandemic. You can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/PBOTNFandemic. Become an episode assistant, an episode producer, a pre-venge producer like Stacy, or yes, you could be part of the Council of Nerds, starting at around $5 a month. You can also go to PayPal or Venmo at Bradley Butin if you want to help me keep the lights on, or just share the show with someone you want to make a little more awesome. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review and check out the other podcasts that come with this feed as well. You have Fandemic and Prevenge of the Nerds. I try to get out 3 shows every week, just enough content to keep y'all busy. If you want, you can order my kids' books on Amazon. You can kids' book Leveling Up My Awesome and Stuffed Animal Night Force versus the Dream Invaders, or you can reach out to me for that as well. And now, in closing, I'd like to end everything on a positive note. Don't let today end with a why didn't I. Have a great day.